0-8 area found on P26. Here is where you should be. Let's go ahead and define area first. Area is the number of square units needed to cover a surface. This is the reason why we actually have square units. So when I say, if I say find the area of this square, then it would be 4 centimeters squared, something like that. That's the reason why we have the squares, because they literally are squares in which we are finding. So let's go ahead and look at the formulas for a rectangle. We all know that a rectangle looks like this. One side matches the other, these matches here. So then the area, this is the length, the width. Area would be length times width. Parallelogram, which we saw in the last section. Here's a parallelogram. This dotted has to be a straight line. Now that we know that this is a right angle, your height needs to be a right angle with the base. So this is considered our H, our height. And then our B is our base. So then the area of a parallelogram would be base times height. A square, all of the sides are the same. So then this would be, the area would be the side times the side, because they're all the sides. Side times the side is actually side squared. So we would write side squared. And then a triangle, so here's a triangle. The height has to be a right angle with the base. So we would have the height, the base, and the triangle is actually 1/2 base times height. And how I like to write it is actually base times height divided by 2. It doesn't matter, especially when we get to use a calculator for most of this. So let's go ahead and turn to example 1. Find the area of each figure. A rectangle with a length, so a rectangle with a length of 7 and a width of 1. So all I would do is go ahead and take 7 times 1, and I would have 7 yards squared. Letter B. A square with a side length of 2. So I would take 2 times 2, which is actually just 2 squared. That would be 4 meters squared. Example 2 says find the area of each figure. Now we have a parallelogram. So let me go ahead and draw our parallelogram. Okay? It says a base of 11. 11 is our base. Our height is 9. My formula is base times height. So my area would be 11 times 9, which is 99 feet squared. Letter B, a triangle with a base of 12 millimeters. So here's our triangle. And it says a base of 12 and a height of 5. So area of a triangle would be base times height. So 5 times 12 divided by 2. I would get 60 divided by 2. 60 divided by 2 would be 30. So we would have 30 millimeters squared. Example 3. Find the area of each circle. So, what I actually want to do, it says find the area of each circle. So we all know what a circle is, obviously. And the area of a circle is A equals pi, pencil keeps breaking, pi r squared. Pi stands for 3.14. R stands for our radius. So we're going to use this formula all the time when we find the area. So if I have a circle with radius 3, then this would be pi times 3 squared. So that would be 3.14. 3 squared. I actually have to take 3 squared first because of order of operations. 3.14 times 9. So if I were to go ahead and multiply this, I would get 28.26. But if I round to the nearest tenth, the 6 makes the 2 go up to 3. And we are measuring in centimeters squared. Here we go. Now letter B says a circle with a diameter of 22 meters. So think about this. So here's a circle, diameter of 20, not 22, but 21 meters. I need you to know that if my formula is pi r squared, my pi is 3.14, but I actually need to take half of my diameter, 21. Half of 21 is 10.5. So my radius is actually 10.5, not 21. So now I can take 10.5 squared first. 10.5 squared is 110.25. And then I would go ahead and I would multiply that by 3.14. So times 3.14, I get 346.185. And if I round to the nearest tenth, the 8 makes the 1 become a 2, 346.2 meters squared. So now we can go ahead and do some practice problems. Practice on P28. Number 3. Number 3 says find the area of each figure. Go ahead and pause the video and try. So I know this is a parallelogram. I know my area is base times height. So my area would be 8 times 15. So 8 times 15 gives me 120. So I would have 120 meters squared. Number 6. Pause the video and try. Number 6. I have a rectangle, length of 6 and a height of 3. So 6 times 3 would be 18, and we are measuring in 8 and 2, sorry. Misread the problem. 8 and 2 would be 16. 8 times 2 is 16. And we are in centimeters, so centimeters squared. Number 10, pause the video and try. On number 10, I know my area is pi r squared, 3.14. My radius is 5 squared. So 5 squared would be 25 times 3.14. So 3.14 times 25, 78.5 inches squared. Pause the video for number 14 and try. On number 14, it says that we have a radius of 7.2. So if I have pi r squared, my radius is 7.2. I have 3.14 squared. I would take 7.2 squared, multiply that by 3.14, and I get 162.7776, round to the nearest tenth. The 7 makes the 7 become an 8, 162.8, and we would have millimeters squared. Go ahead and try number 16. Pause the video and try. So a diameter of 25, so 25 divided by 2 would be 12.5. So this is my radius. So pi r squared, my radius would be 12.5 squared times 3.14. So 12.5 squared is 156.25 times 3.14. And I get 490.625. The 2 makes the 6 stay. So I would have 490.6, and this would be feet squared. And we are done.